Well, good day and welcome back to the Flying Doctor channel. If you saw my last video, you'll know that I'm probably in Brisbane. And yep, I'm in Brisbane. Right before Christmas time. Time for another long haul flight, another journey on the channel. This time, we're gonna be headed back to LA, but we're not gonna be slumming it in the back in economy. I splurged a little bit and we'll be enjoying ourselves up in what Delta refers to as Premium Select. You get a little more than just extra legroom. So if you're interested to see what that's like, taking a 14-hour journey from Australia up to the USA, sit back, relax, get ready for another flight review.
Brisbane International Airport is the third busiest airport in Australia and according to their website is the most connected in Australia with 62 domestic destinations. Last year, the airport served nearly 22 million passengers between domestic and international flights, with just over 75% of those passengers flying domestically. If you need to transit between the two terminals, a free shuttle is available. Airside, you'll find a number of seating and dining options.
So if you watched my last video, you'll know that I arrived into Brisbane from Auckland on an airline called Jetstar. And again, if you watched that video, you know my thoughts and opinions on Jetstar as an airline. But one of the downsides of transiting from two foreign lands back to the USA is that I was unable to check in online and therefore was unable to get my boarding pass to the US, meaning right now I still don't have a boarding pass. And after waiting about an hour and a half at the gate for someone to show up, I decided just to take a walk around. That being said, no boarding pass means no lounge review because it is required to enter many of the lounges. So, luckily Brisbane has a number of seating options available and also some quiet spots. But today's aircraft has actually just arrived, so let's take a closer look at today's aircraft as well as today's flight.
November 518 Delta Zulu is a 2-year-old A350 delivered to Delta in November of 2022. The almost 13-hour flight will cover a distance just under 7,200 miles, passing over New Caledonia, Vanuatu, and west of Fiji before passing the equator, Kiribati, and Hawaii.
Well, it's definitely a bit of a hectic boarding process. This is the second time that the team on the ground here is boarding a Delta flight bound for the US, and it looks like the ground staff are running around like chickens with their heads cut off a bit, missing signs for boarding zones, and no one knows what's going on.
Passenger, if you could please make yourself to gate 86 immediately, please. Thank you.
If you want to call me at gate 80, I appreciate it.
Remember my last review with Jetstar when I mentioned that the 3 security-related errors would just be the start to my day? I was lucky enough to get the SSSS on my boarding pass today.
Bonus security.
Hello, safe travels. Take care.
So right now,
The aircraft we are on today is one of Delta's standard configured A350s. In the forward cabin are 32 lie-flat Delta One seats. One day I'll get myself on one to share that experience with all of you. Immediately after entering the aircraft is the Premium Select cabin, which includes 6 rows, 8 abreast, in a 242 layout. A partition after row 25 separates the 2 premium cabins from the remaining 226 economy seats, 36 of which are marketed as Comfort Plus.
oh boy, the stress was palpable in the boarding area out there in the gate. It's first time getting the quadruple S. First time's the best time, I guess. Every time I get it from now on, I'll probably loathe the experience, but they were all kind, pretty nice, and got me through eventually. Didn't seem like anyone was boarding with their zones. I think they did Delta 1 and Zone 1 properly, but then it was just a madhouse. Everyone just kind of went in. That's to be expected though, especially with a new airline, different boarding procedures, and this is only the second time that Delta has flown out of Brisbane, so we can give the ground staff a pass there. But there's a menu at my seat. We'll take a look at all of the different goodies that were provided, and I don't think we'll be getting a departure to the east where we'd be able to see the downtown, but that only means that we should be getting to LA maybe a minute faster. Until we get pushed back from the gate, I'm gonna take a chill pill, probably order a drink for fun, and yeah. Delta Premium Select is making me feel pretty comfortable right now.
Comply with all crew members' instructions, along with the posted placards.
Boarding was complete and the safety video was aired as we were pushed back from the gate. We'll take a close look at what was provided on the seat in Premium Select after takeoff, but for now, enjoy the scenery as we get a straight-out departure from runway 1 right.
Hey folks on the flight deck, welcome again to Delta 92, service to LAX. We are number 1 for departure. We'd like to ask our flight attendants to please prepare the cabin for takeoff. We're looking at 12 hours, 21 minutes of flight time. Welcome aboard.
It's always sad leaving a place you enjoy, but I'm young and there's plenty of life left in me to visit other destinations across the world. That being said, I think it's time for me to get a bit comfortable and check out some of the amenities that were provided on the seat.
Let's take a look at what many of you are really interested in. The amenities in Premium Select. Let's start with the pillow, because it is a significant upgrade over what you'll receive in Economy. Rather than a standard shell of a case loosely filled with cotton balls, this pillow is legitimate memory foam. It's about the same size as the pillow in Economy, but provides much more comfort. Before you take a nap, you might be interested in watching a movie. Many of us carry around headphones while traveling, but if for some reason you left yours at home, you won't have to rely on the cheap earbuds that are handed out for free to all passengers. There's also a pair of slippers in one of the loudest plastic wrappers that can be manufactured. They appear to be a one-size-fits-most because I hardly consider these as capable of covering my feet. There's also an amenity kit tailored for customers in Premium Select. It's not what you'll find in Delta One, but stick around until later when I open it up. About 20 minutes after takeoff, warm, damp towels were handed out, which felt amazing on my face and neck. Around 30 minutes after departure, a light snack was provided with your choice of beverage. I love a good nut and berry mix and must say this particular mix was great. Can't say a Jack and Coke pairs too well with it, however. This is the first time I've flown Delta Premium Select, so I'm soaking up any bonus experience or service that's not included in Economy. I've shared some of my previous long-haul flights on Delta before, and meals are often standard chicken, beef, or vegetarian. If you're expecting a significantly larger menu than that for Premium Select, you'll probably be disappointed. After booking in around 1 to 3 months prior to departure, you can pre-select your main meal for the flight. I opted for the garlic butter roasted chicken. What's odd to me is that, as you'll see later in the video, there were options for breakfast, but these were not available for pre-selection.
Flight attendant is great, very customer service oriented. I asked to see the other food option was a vegetarian Indian meal, and it smelled very good, but I ended up going with what I had pre-ordered. And there's no unwrapping when it comes to Premium Select. It's all in a standard, what do you call that, dish? Yeah, so it smells good, it looks very fresh. At least the green beans here do. The salad does not look fresh at all. Looks like some of the lettuce is wilted. But it smells good. I'm hungry. And oh yeah, we got a refill. Didn't even have to ask. Yes, the salad was not super fresh. Really seems like the salad at least was catered in Los Angeles, because I don't understand why it wouldn't be fresh. But let's test out the main course here. So far, so good. Those green beans were very crisp and fresh, quite tasty. The amount of butter or salt was not overdone, and the potatoes were pretty decent as well. A little bit of a lemony or slightly citrus taste. But it's time for me to go ahead and test out that chicken. Chicken was very basic, roasted garlic chicken. Like many of the other chicken dishes I eat on a very regular basis. Didn't have a whole lot of flavor, but that's okay with me. It filled me up, so passed the satiation test. Decent taste, and yeah, I'm gonna cleanse my palate with a bit of the drink I have before moving on to the dessert. Okay, meal service has ended. Again, flight attendant in charge of the Premium Select cabin is on the ball with picking up rubbish, providing drinks, or removing the meals. She's doing a great job. I think I'm gonna bust out the laptop, and I'm probably gonna take a nap because I gotta go work tomorrow. Yeah.
The realization that work was on my horizon was somewhat daunting. Let me give you a recap on what this adventure entailed. Wednesday, I finished work and headed straight to the airport. An American Airlines flight brought me to LAX, where I boarded the inaugural flight to Brisbane. One day after arriving into Brisbane, I took a flight over to Auckland and spent the night before returning to Brisbane and boarding the flight I'm currently on. If I did the math correctly, from the time I boarded the plane in Atlanta on Wednesday to the time I land back in Atlanta on Sunday night, I will have traveled 21,000 miles and spent 42.5 hours on an airplane during the 96 hours I was gone. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. If you're ever curious about the loo on a Delta A350, it looks like every other standard lav on an A350, including a toilet and a sink.
Whoa!
After washing my hands and removing my eyeballs, it was time to attempt to sleep.
Okay, I had some sleep off and on, and awoke to some commotion in the cabin for some food service. So I was offered a cheese pastry, a spinach and ricotta roll. They may have been a single roll at one time in their lives, but to me, I see two rolls. Yeah, it was pretty tasty. Nice little snack. Don't know if you saw, but there was a little Tim Tam. I'm wondering if that is a root-specific replacement for a Biscoff. Who knows?
At the time, I thought that what I just ate was breakfast, meaning we would be landing in a short while. Turns out it was just a mid-flight snack, so let's check out the amenity kit. In 2022, Delta partnered with Someone Somewhere, a nonprofit that combines handcrafts with innovative products to preserve artisan traditions. For those who want to meet the creator of the amenity kit in their hands, you can scan the QR code on the label next to the name of the creator. Inside the kit, you'll find a standard dental kit, earplugs, eye mask, and Grown Alchemist lip balm. Armed with the eye mask, I decided to get some more sleep.
Alrighty, I abruptly woke up to the cart rolling past me, which signaled that it was time for breakfast. We're just over 1 hour outside of Los Angeles, scheduled to be arriving about 45 minutes early. I opted for the quiche for breakfast. The other option was a muesli. It smells decent. Let's give it a taste.
Needless to say, I cleared my plate and enjoyed the breakfast. After a quick brushing of the teeth and walk around the cabin, we were on final approach.
Folks on the flight deck, we started our en route descent into the LAX airport. Current weather there showing winds are...
Tower Delta 92, 6 right.
Delta 92, wind calmer, make 6 right, clear to land.
Delta 92, clear to land, 6 right.
We had landed quite early, and apparently Customs and Border Protection doesn't start processing passengers until 6 a.m., so everyone on board was required to remain at their seats until the clock struck 6. I'm sure that some people would find this very frustrating, so just be aware that this might happen to you. Eventually we were released, and my bag did end up making it from Auckland. I traveled just over 9,000 miles, and all I was asked to bring back home was a multi-pack of grog. Considering these are now available in California, I don't think my future as a bootlegger will be too profitable.
Okay, we made it back into the US after the Delta flight in Premium Select, and there's nothing quite like being welcomed back into the USA when you have TSA screaming at you like a pack of bad dogs.
Because of the ticketing snafus I had encountered in Auckland and Brisbane, my TSA pre-check didn't end up being linked to my reservation, so I was subjugated to the full featured treatment of the good old TSA.
Anyways, I freshened up in the lounge before I get my final connecting flight home from this quite insane journey. But that flight's just going to be for me to relax. You know, I was a little apprehensive about spending the extra money on Premium Select and Delta, but I think now, if it is reasonably priced, I'll definitely be buying that on a long-haul flight because I was able to sleep a little bit better than in the Standard Economy or Comfort Plus seats. If you think Premium Select is worth the upgrade, let me know in the comments below, but either way, I'm going to get to the gate. And until next time, thanks for watching. See ya.